I will talk about my project PKN12. That is a project about the pandemic COVID-19. And the objective of this project is to use graph technology to ensure new way of finding some patterns on some influent parameters towards, for example, weather, people who talk meeting together, and also vaccine, etc. And there is a lot of projects about COVID-19, but these are more a statistic project. And this purpose of this project is to think the relation between parameters and between events. So to start, you know the pandemic started in China last year, and very go quickly in Europe, and then in March 2020, the WHO organization declared the pandemic. So it's a very new pandemic that with a lot of influent parameters. There is a lot of countries that are that encounter this pandemic. Now in France, for example, I'm from France. The situation is better, but we know that in other countries, India or Brazil, the way is not finished to treat this tragedy. So what is the purpose? I take my example from France, where I come from. And in France, for example, we have a lot of open data about the pandemic. The first point is since May 2020, the government have deployed a solution for the laboratory to trace any test of the people who go to laboratory to see if they have encountered the virus or not. The system name is SciDep, so it's a big database about each day how many people test themselves, how many people has the virus, and also the data is organized by ton, by department, and by age of people. We can see in the right of the presentation that the situation is not the same in all the departments at the time. So there is sometimes the virus, the pandemic go quicker. And perhaps it's about the weather. We know that in some departments there is a condition like low temperature that can influence the acceleration of the pandemic. But they also have other factors like frontiers with country that is can be a factor of pandemic. And we can see in a green color here that in the front of the sea, the situation at one moment was better. There are also some clandestine events, music and big party that can improve and that can accelerate the pandemic. And in France, there is a lot of lockdown measures last year, in the beginning of this year too, to lock the shop and to decrease the pandemic. So the purpose of this project is to see if the different measures can be exploited in open data to modelize the influence between parameters. So we have started this project last year with different sources of data. There are the PCR tests. There are also the lockdown of shops that are in the database. Each day there is per department condition of weather, temperature, humidity, etc. They have also demography proximity, because we know that when we close a region, it's a measure of the government in France, people go to other region. So there is the progression of the migration of the pandemic that is important to follow, to examine, to understand. And also, since the beginning of the year, the vaccine go very quickly. So we have more and more people that are now vaccinated, first injection or two, but not all the people. So it's a factor that has to be in consideration. And we know, for example, in France, that the COVID and other country, there is some variant of the COVID, so it's not a problem resolved until for all the time. So we have to follow to survey what is the progression. But the purpose of this project so is to understand and to put relation between data and to provide directly some inputs and insight for people. It will be the second step on some smartphone, for example, about free declaration of if they have encountered other people, etc. There is tracing tools. But there is also the possibility for people to understand if they go to a test, if they can influence locally the pandemic or not. So all these data are open, and now we have a lot of data. For example, we have quite 1 million of data in the graph database, TypeDB database. This data about PCRTS mainly, but also with the Weaver, there are other considerations. For example, there is about 400 millions, thousands of measures about the Weaver, and also the relation between departments. And for the vaccine, all day there is new data that are coming in the graph database. What is the methodology? So the methodology was to modelize the time in this database, in the graph database GraphQL, TypeDB, with a generic modelization. The generic modelization is to say that each event is a 5W patterns. The first pattern is who make the event. It can be a people, but it can be also a cohort of a patient or a cohort of people or measure. Is where is the event? For example, when we take PCR test, it's in one department or it's in a ton, etc. There is in the pattern the localization of the event. There is also the time when the event is taken, and also the time can be timestamp, very precise time, but it can be a month, it can be a year, it can be a morning or a week. The modelization is very generic. And also about after the first point, we describe why the event is for, and what is the content of the event. And so the what is a list of value discrete measure of value can be derived after, because for example, when we talk about the pandemic, there is a measure at one moment, but what is important to follow is the speed of the pandemic. Are the tests go up or down on the acceleration? Because we try to find a correlation between the start of acceleration of the PCR test, for example, on some other events automatically. The purpose is with no influence, but is not to industrialize, to automatize almost all the things as possible. And also, after what we have put this generic pattern, we specialize it with the PCR test here, the department lockdown, the event chop lockdown, all the chop we know when they are locked down or when they are open again, the Weaver, etc. In GraphQL TypeDB, we see here an example of what is the modelization, but it is very open because when we make the injection of data in the database, we make it with Java program, but in Java program dynamically we recreate a new event upon the generic pattern. Something about the methodology. So the first step of this project is to ingest as much as possible data from with the pattern who, what, where, when, and why, and for different things. The country, the region, department of modelization is the master data also, the job, the population, and also the tests themselves. When we have ingest data in GraphQL, we have a time series. So after we launch some program to post-calculate something and to ingest new event, and to arrange the event. And for example, we enrich them with average, because we take average from several drives, for example, because of some noise, we want to have a tendency, a trend of the evolution. We derivated the value, and so we integrate the speed value in the GraphQL solution, TypeDB, the acceleration also. And after, we calculate probable links between events. It's only probability. A third step is to report some conclusions. So we have extraction of data from some inference rule. Because we try to find something, we have some, and I show them this point after, we make some calculation of GraphQL for example, mathematical transformation Fourier to identify cycle of data and to isolate a single point. Because what is interesting for us is to identify when we have, for example, the first acceleration and not one cycle. For example, we identify that the week is a cycle of the pandemic, because probably when people encounter them weekend, it's proposed to accelerate the pandemic. So we find in the data that the week is a cycle in the data. And then when you identify singular point, we mark again the data in GraphQL, and after that we can explore the data with GraphQL rules, TabDB rules. Here is the example of the modelization of the program Java. So the program Java is the PKN12 project that is in open source. The purpose, we have a start in France, but we want to help all the countries. So if you want to ingest data, to enrich the program with data from Brazil, from UK, from US, it's full open for you. And here is the example of some importation we have made in the Kraken solution. So the purpose is a batch program with type of import. So we have modelized different options to import data, because we have a lot of data, and so each day the objective is to import data as quickly as possible, donc only delta of data. So we have some option to be able each day to have a refresh of data in the database, and only the new data, but also in open data, we have a subset of all the data, so we have to isolate things and to import only the delta. There is a post-treatment, I have talked about that. So we have some post-treatment to clean data and to retry again, to read derivative value, to pre-calculate relation between time series and event of same date, and to accelerate performance, so we use a catch. Here is the example for be able to integrate in GraphQL and TabDB new data each day. We have some file to see what is the last importation, and so when we relaunch the program, if we modify anything, we only import the data after the previous importation. It's a good example of the data here in the Eclipse project. So we have generic class, such cohort of population, self data, or chronology that can be imported through CSV structure file. So Excel file can be possible too, or JSON or XML. We have master data, just region, department in France, the jobs. We use external solution like Google Localizator, because to be able with a GPS localization of an event to make a relation with a department, for example. We also have for each specific event class that deals for the importation and catch, etc. So here it's an example of a PCR test that is included in GraphQL. What we can see in this example. So we have the time here. This test is taken the 18th of May last year. Here is the event number of the test, the cohort of patient, because what is important is this solution is we don't know the identity of patient. It's forbidden by law. It's only population that we manage. For example, the population of department in Western France each day. So the who here is anonymous. The what is the measure of the PCR test. In this example, we see that we have a population of 300,000 of people. And among this population, there is 162 tests this day. And among these tests, we have only 2 people that have the virus, the COVID-19. So the percentage of people that have it are among 1%. This value is for this day, 18th of May, but because we have all the day, we have make some post calculation. So here we have the average of the test. So it's about here the double value derivative is about 1% too. It's not exactly the same that, but it's quite close. And we have the speed of the evolution of the disease. Here is this number, and also the acceleration. So the speed on the acceleration can be positive or negative. It depends of the day of the year. And here it's this test is for the department 47. This is the where. It's a department in France. It's because we have for each department we have a number. But this integration of data can be at granularity of a ton of department or a region. After that, we have an example of a lockdown. So for the lockdown of a department, it's a government measure. We have when we have the beginning of the lockdown, so it's the 22 of October last year. We have the time that is the end of the lockdown, so the 30 of October last year. The Y is the department, sorry, confinement is French department lockdown. We have also here the what department, that is an example of a what. Is the department, the number is the department 1. So the one department is the department named N in France. And here is an example of time that is not a sample time, but is a period. So the period is between this first date, 22, and this last date, 30 of October. And for what we can see in this information is that we can see that the lockdown is in the night between 21 hours at the beginning of the night, and is closed at 6 in the morning. So it's an example of people can go free in the day, but night they don't have the ability. They have been forgotten to go free in the department. Here's an example of an inferential rule. So here the purpose is to see for a lockdown date what are all the data after of PCR time. I will show after rules, but here is to identify what are the after of lockdown date, the first date where the PCR time, so the PCR test go down, because it's quite important to look if the measure has some efficiency. Then, when we have put all this data in the GraalKN, we see here is the evolution last year of the PCR test. We can see that it's climbed, down, etc. So there is a trend. The red information here are speed and acceleration. And what we can see is that we have here a frequency, because it's not go very in a constant manner. So here we see it's down, it's go up, etc. So the idea is to see if we have cycle. For that, we put a mathematical transformation of data. What the name of this mathematical transformation is Fourier transformation. The purpose is to identify some frequency cycle. And what we have identified is that we have a frequency of 3 days. So it's not representative because it's the delay of the average, but we have identified a week with different harmonics. So what we see in the data is that each week there is the influence of people, because the weekend people encounter themselves. So it's an influence parameter to go up in the disease. But the purpose is not to identify cycle. The people is to put out the cycle of the data. So what we made after transformation for Fourier, we make some filtering to identify some singular point. And this singular point is a time in the last year. So when we have the singular point here, we want to identify what are the correlation between the singular point and other data, other events that we have put in the GraalKN solution. Because here, this singular point is the start of the evolution of the disease in a bad manner or in a good manner. Again, when we have here a negative acceleration of the PCR test, we can calculate some, here it's the very high deceleration. So we can filter the acceleration from all the data, thousand on million of data, to identify negative acceleration. And with some inference rule, we identify what are the previous data. And what we can see here is that 16 days before the deceleration, very high deceleration, there is a lockdown data. So we can confirm that the lockdown is a good measure to decelerate the pandemic. And there is an average of 16 days to see the good influence of the measure. Some people of my team or my knowledge said to me, well, yes, it's good, but what do you not use classical database, Postgre, Oracle, etc., with time series? Yes, we can. We can use that to identify this correlation. But the purpose is not to do that. The purpose is to identify all the correlation, because there is a lot of factors. There is also, yes, the lockdown, there is the weather, and there is the other things like the vaccine. So the purpose is to identify, put all the relation between all the data, and then by inference to learn. So with machine learning, and to modelize in order to be able to predict some parameters after. Another point is another example of interaction between events. Here we have acceleration of the test. So people go very in a bad manner. They have the COVID-19, sorry, the COVID-19 pandemic. And what we can see here is, by correlation, we see that in the day before this acceleration, there is some weather condition. So we will be able to identify what are the conditions of weather to help to decrease or to accelerate the pandemic. We know that perhaps when we have low temperature, people close their house, so it's bad for the influence of the disease, for example. After that, we have modelize more and more inference rules. And here the purpose is to identify in a very automatic manner what are the relation between events. So the first step is to identify acceleration here. So among all the data, we look for this data of acceleration. When we identify the acceleration, then we launch inference rule, and we can, by the tools of GraalKAIN database, look at the neckboard of the data. So we find what is the PCR test for this acceleration. And it's the 30th of August last year, for the population that is 9 years old. And there is also very quick acceleration, because this day, half of the people have positive test for the department Lot-et-Garonne in France. And then we make a big query to see all the data. It's about data. And what we can find by correlation and inference is we find the weather condition. And the idea then is to not to have the exact temperature, etc., but to make some relation with class of data. So, for example, we see here that the data are linked to temperature between 20 and 30 degrees Celsius, mainly. We can introduce new class of data, to classify data, and also to be able to have a new statistics. Recently, it's in progress, but now it's in the project. We have introduced the vaccine data for vaccine. The data for vaccine are mainly in France two sorts of open data. We know what is the percentage of population that is vaccinated in the department. There is a more precise data, but no public data. if we can use them in a more confidential manner because of GDPR and privacy. And there is another sort of data for vaccine is among the population, all the population, not per age, what is the type of vaccine. So, for example, Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca, we can follow each day how many people in each department has taken this sort of vaccine. So here is the purpose is to identify with all the data the acceleration of pandemic and to see in department what are the influence of vaccine is for example really efficient for a type of population and with correlation with other data like weather. And for example, here we have data from the vaccine. The kind of vaccine is the number one. If I remember, it's Pfizer, and also is the 12th of March this year. That is, people has taken vaccine. So here it's the cumul of those of the second injection of vaccine. So we have 30,000 of people that has taken Pfizer, the Pfizer vaccine the 12th of March. And it's about it's a percentage of the population. And then, by inference rule, we can correlate this injection of vaccine with the PCR test after the injection. So we can see the day after all the relation between the injection of vaccine and all the tests go in this class of population or in this department. And then with statistic, again, we can have class of, we can classify and to make some correlation or statistic between the correlation. Another example is more geographic. Between some people go from a department to another, etc., from a region to another. We have the neighbor department. So very because it's not a physical frontier, so people can go to a department to the neighbor. But also there is some migration of population for holidays or for to be sure to be in other region when we have lockdown. All people make that, and also for that we have put link between department and the way for the population to go from a department to another. So with this relation, we can inference rule between acceleration or the acceleration in this department to identify what are the influence of a department to another. Here is, for example, these two departments are neighborhood department, and the other department 35 is a department here in the west of France where people go to holidays. So I can look, I can show to you example to summarize in Kraken. Here in the solution, we can identify a PCR test, we can identify a lot of inference rule that we have put automatically by inference, or sometimes it's a sort of experience. Rules are high to run because we have a lot of data with very fine data. So sometimes we have make a post-calculation to create rule manually because the inference rule make two time to run. But generally, it's a well solution between some automatic rules and rules we create manually that are more complex. So here we have a lot of relation that we can infer and to identify what are the rules between the weather, between the vaccine, between the chop. And the purpose, yes, is to bring together all these rules and to learn effectively with a situation what can be the evolution. So the future of this project, sorry, is to introduce new data, tracking data, but anonymous because of GDPR. Perhaps more individual data with a blockchain, for example, with people who encounter themselves anonymous, they can declare that they go together. So it's validated data locally. So with this survey data, we can introduce new data to learn, again, about the COVID-19, and to introduce, if I want to people some recommendation, yes, you go to this fest, but here is the danger on the, do you sure we want to influence the pandemic? Are you sure? We can introduce more thin granularity and tons about data over countries. I think it can be good to compare some influence parameters between different strategies of government and the evolution of the situation. New aggregation. I think what can I, because the solution to navigate between data is good to start, but in this kind of project, we need to develop a new UX to be able, for example, to navigate with the geographic point of view and with the time. I think tools of timeline with relation of GraphQL can be a good solution to analyze data. I know there is another project and that that work on that in the community, but I think yes, we need to have more tools to be able to navigate quickly in a Azure way. And also the next step, very next steps, is to now go, because we have introduced all the data, to start to make predictive relation. So with machine learning, to be able to introduce recommendation. Another point is this data is hosted locally on the, we want to make it available on the cloud with data ready as a service, because we make a lot of time to introduce data is complex. A lot of data to introduce data in GraphQL, TypeDB, so week on week. So it's free, but the solution is free. But if we be happy to be able to provide to people who want to analyze data as a service with the relation, etc. So also Nusra is more even if it's good, no, but to understand the introduction of data, and also a blockchain can be a good solution. So this project is available on the GitHub. We can collaborate. I'm happy in my society. I collaborate to other countries until now. We are specialists of graph solution, but it's open to other people that want to collaborate to those if that concern all the people in the world. Have you some question?
Well done, John Paul. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And it seems like you've added a whole bunch more data since we spoke last a couple months ago in April. So really excellent. There are a few questions in here. Michael Sullivan asks, what will be the nature of your future exposed data services? REST, GraphQL?
I think we can expose in REST API, but more yes, GraphQL, GraphQL format, more JSON format. It's open. I think we can yes, expose as you want.
Yeah.
I think GraphQL can be a good solution, yes, to expose, because we expose also the relation in Azure way.
Right. And my own follow-up is if folks in the community wanted to contribute their own country's open data or help to build this out for their own home country, what is the best way to reach out, either on Discord or on LinkedIn?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the best place to reach out?
Yeah, yes, it's on GitHub, but for the source, I have to commit. But yes, for the collaboration after, it can be. You can use the project, you can clone it, but it's, for me, if you work on it, is to provide new asset for other people. So it's open for me.
Cool. And then Michael asks, how would someone quote unquote discover or find your services? Is that the same? Is that on GitHub?
Yes. Yes.
Cool.
All the services are on GitHub. Yeah.
On GitHub. Okay, great. Thank you for those questions, Michael. Appreciate that. I've got one on my own, but as I asked that, if there's anybody else that wants to come off of mute, feel free to raise your hand, and I'm happy to bring you off mute, and that you can share feedback, thoughts, ideas, questions with the rest of the group and John Paul. So John Paul, you mentioned using some of the rules within TypeQL and TypeDB's reasoning engine. What was the most interesting outcome of using those rules in your knowledge graph?
I think yes, it's very happy and very quick to introduce new rules we should develop, and because the introduction of data takes days, sometimes weeks, and in my project. So what I want to introduce new relation, it's possible, but it's consume a lot of time to produce this new relation in the solution in the GraphQL. When we put inference rule, the inference is locally and is immediate. Immediate is most of the time. So we can try and modify and try again. Sometimes it's not possible because of the complexity of the data. So when I see bad performance also, I decide to make some post calculation and to introduce new relation manually.
Okay, and so I'm curious: are you planning on upgrading to TypeDB, or rather to 2.2?
Yes, yes. I have not make yet, but it's a point I want to progress to update the version. I have not make it until now because I want to finish the data functional part because it takes a lot of time. But now I'm ready to engineer and to go to the new version.